All right, here comes another Behind the Beat. We're going to talk about my track Eminem right now. This is an all acoustic track. So I've got the session up here and let's talk through it. I always start with a template. I haven't mentioned that before. I start with a template. It's always got two acoustic guitars, one panned each side. I use the natural strum preset on Logic for acoustic. That gets me pretty much where I want to be, and then I tweak from there on reverb and things of that nature. This one ended up a little more reverby than I usually do, but that's the way I was feeling at the time when I tracked it. So essentially I've got 7 acoustic tracks. I've got a main track in the left pan, about 41 to the left. I've got another track pan to the right, 41. The chorus has a hard pan left and hard pan right, just palm muted rhythm guitar. I've got a lead rhythm part in the chorus, a sweep lick in the second verse, and just a scratch. So that's the 7 different tracks. My template also has, various beat tags. Jet Tracks is a place that I have tracks, and then I have one as well for the charts that the actual tag is what's uploaded to BeatStars. I've got my vocal templates in here, and then a pre-pasted in Logic guitar amp, Logic bass amp, piano, and Easy Drummer track. That way, every session I pull up, I don't have to take time to add those in. And then what I'll do is I will actually leave those on at the bottom in case I come back to this track ever, even though it's just acoustic. If I ever want to build this out to a full band, or if I write lyrics to it and want to add a vocal, I can do that pretty easy. So I'll go ahead and leave those in. So let's start talking about the first track. So here we go. This is just the main chords here. It's on the capo 4th fret on a Taylor 315 Jumbo. Just 3 chords, so it's A minor. Here comes that second guitar, playing the same part, but you get that effect of that second guitar filling out more of the space. So it's A minor in the verse. This is the verse equals the chorus. So A minor to a G to an F. And if you'll notice on all 3 of these chords, I'm letting the high E string ring open. So that first guitar in the left has gone to more of a kind of comping strumming instead of picking. That second guitar is playing very lightly the rhythm track, which will come in harder in the second chorus. Little turnaround. The second verse is going to be the same for these 2 guitars, but we're going to bring in 2 different parts. So here's the second verse. This is this sweep lick. Then I bring in a scratch track. This is just muting the strings and acting like a drum. Now the full chorus here. Still got that rhythm part here. I've got 2 tracks duplicated, panned hard to the sides, just palm muting. And then I've got this octave lead. So kind of hitting just a counter melody part to add some effect. So let's take a look at how to play this on guitar. All right, we're going to talk about the guitar parts on Eminem today. First off, playing this on a Taylor 315 CE jumbo, standard tuning, capo on the 4th fret. So using a Shub capo, my preferred there. Again, jumbo, Taylor. Let's get right into it. The 2 main acoustic guitar parts. So everything's capo 4 here. 7 total tracks. The 2 main tracks. Okay, let's talk about the chords here. So the verse, you got an A minor, you got an F, except I'm leaving that high E ring open, not fretting the high E, and an E7. Basically an E major chord, and leave your middle finger off of the D string. The D string rings open. That gives it a little different feel. So. Just a little picking pattern here. You can do this with a pick or with your fingers. If I do it with my fingers, I'm going to use my thumb on the bass note of the chord and my index finger probably hitting that open B, or that B string, excuse me. So kind of back and forth between the B and the E string. So I do the simple man's finger picking, just the 2 fingers, or a thumb and a finger. I find that works for me. Most of the time I don't have to get super complicated with multiple fingers and wondering where every finger is at. So the verses, that's the verses, all A minor, F, and E7. And again, on that F, make sure we're letting that high E string ring out so it's got that eerie feeling. If I played it standard, there's your A minor, it's going to be normal. If I played a standard F, that's a little brighter than I want it to be, and a standard E, it would be a lot happier sound like that. But A minor gives you that minor feel, but then if I played standard F and standard E, it just wouldn't have the same vibe. So compare that to feel like having that E string, as little as it is having that high E string hit open and changing that E major to an E7 is just enough to give it that vibe that we're looking for. All right, when we get to the chorus, that first guitar, playing the same chords, just strumming and comping. Ring. So that's the basic strumming pattern. That second guitar is playing just a single string lead lick, little rhythmic lead lick here. We'll put it on the A string. Start on open on the A string, and it's just open, 2, 3, 2, open. And what I'm going to do with that bass note is I'm going to follow the chords. So when I'm on the A minor on the other guitar, I'm going to have the A be my home bass, if you will. I'll go down to the F for that home bass, but keep that A the same, that A string the same. So and then we'll go down to the E for our home bass on the rest of it. So I'll play through it quick here. So it's all just the bass note of the chord that the first guitar is on, and then using the A string on an open 2, 3, walk up and walk back down. So you'll hear that rhythm and you'll be able to play with that. So that first chorus especially, I'm really palm muting that just so it's very subtle. The later choruses, the second chorus and the outro chorus, instead of palm muting like this, I'm letting it open. So I'm almost strumming it, but I'm playing that one note riff. So all right. There's 2 more parts here that I basically tracked it, copied it, panned 1 hard left and 1 hard right. And it's just a rhythm palm muting. So we'll play an A power chord. So the A string and the second string, 2nd fret on the D string. There's your A power chord. Then we'll play an F power chord and an E power chord. Just playing along with that progression in the chorus. And I copied this track and I panned it hard to both sides just to give the track some driving effect. So that's cool, that's easy. Again, I'm palm muting, so I'm keeping the side of my palm right above the bridge, so it's dampening those strings out. All down strums, 8th note down strums there. A couple more parts. In the second chorus and last chorus, we have an octave counter melody. So an octave is when you're playing the same note, but 1 register apart. So this starts on an A octave, so I've got on the low E string, I'm on what would be the 9th fret, or 5th fret if you're resetting your 0 at your capo 4. And then I'll skip a string, go up to the D string, and I'll play 2 frets above it. So essentially, you hear those 2 notes are the same note, but an octave apart. And I'll go from here, I'll go from the 5th fret here to the 3rd fret up a string, almost like you're playing a C. So I'll go from the 5th on the low E, move that voicing up to the 3rd fret on the A, and then I will play this and slide it up to the 11th fret. Come back down to the 5th fret on that A string. So here it is again. So when you have those same 3 chords playing over and over, that just gives it a little bit more of an eerie feel. So again, those are just octaves. I'm trying to be very, very harsh and sparse with that strumming. So we're cutting it off with our right hand so that the track has more space in it. So mistakes are free here. And we've got 2 more parts. So in the second verse, we got the 2 guitars going how we had them. We've got a little sweep riff. So we'll start on the D string. And those 2 strings, I'm really just kind of muting. I'm leaving those open. My pinky is on the 12th fret on the B and high E string. And my index finger is kind of barring across the, what would be the 9th fret or the 5th fret from the capo. And that the sweep impact of it is you're muting it, but you're sweeping those notes quickly. So instead of just playing really dry and kind of mechanical, you're going. So I'll sweep it and I'll show you that little lick. So after the sweep, it's all one note at a time. I'll show you that one right now. Pretty tasteful little lick. Just adds a little tension. It starts to build to the track, so you've got a different element coming in, but it's not so much. I reverbed the crap out of it and moved it way back in the mix so that if someone was recording a vocal over that, it's not too busy. So it's something that, hey, that's a little different from the first verse, but it's not so busy that you can't sing over it. And then after the second half of the second verse, I wanted another element to come in. So I call it a scratch track. Essentially, you're muting the strings. You can mute them wherever you like. Just make sure they're not ringing out a note. So I've just taken that beat. You notice my hand never stops moving. I just choose when and when not to hit the strings. That way you keep tempo. That's important in strumming. You should keep that hand moving with your foot. Let's go ahead and listen through the chorus of Eminem here. You can hear all those parts. Simple, 7 tracks in all, 5 in the chorus, 7 tracks, 1 guitar. Hopefully this breakdown helped you. And let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of these behind the beats, if it helped you build up your own tracks, or if it helps inspire you to write to a track like this. Take care and we'll see you.